Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Home of Comics podcast. I am Brayden,
I'm Cole.
and we're going to be talking about the latest news from both Marvel and DC, as well as other topics in geek culture and pop culture as a whole. We got a very small slate of news for you guys this week because really not a lot has happened, which is both a good and bad thing. We've got many things in production currently for Marvel and DC. We know that Man of Tomorrow is currently filming. Um, Brand New Day was filming, what did you say, like an advertisement? You said that before the pod started.
I think some people think it's an advertisement. Some people think it's like reshoots, but it's like not confirmed at all. I don't know.
Interesting. And then I know at least that Doomsday was filming something like last week or reshoots, which isn't really uncommon. I think at this point they're probably trying to make everyone's schedules work and finishing out the movie before December. Um so any thoughts on what we've been seeing specifically from Man of Tomorrow? Like I think that that's probably the biggest thing filming right now.
Yeah, I mean like set leaks and stuff.
Yeah, like just I mean, I think anything that's posted on the internet is fair game. And we'll talk about that actually in a bit because things have been a little
Yeah,
wild on that end.
I,
But
yeah. I mean, what's interesting about that is I'm pretty certain that like James Gunn is like probably fine with probably like at least 90% of those set photos that come out because in general it's getting awareness out, and that's what boosted Superman so well.
oh yeah,
Because like
for sure.
I think they invited the press for the Superman set photos, and I don't think they exactly did that here, but like it's just they're shooting out in downtown Atlanta. Like there's just pedestrians coming by and people are taking photos. Shout out
Are
Cartier and Tristan.
are they also filming in Ohio? Because I know they did that last time, and that's where the Hall of Justice was.
Yes, so I think from what I saw, they're only shooting a few days in not Cleveland, Cincinnati. That's where they shot the Hall of Justice. They're
Okay.
not going back to Cleveland where they shot the Metropolis stuff, but I'm pretty sure
Okay.
they're going back to the Hall of Justice.
Um, and another thing too, Supergirl didn't have a lot of leaks, mostly because they filmed a lot of that in London on their DC Studios lot, I believe. And so a lot of it was inside, right? Like we didn't get a good look at stuff. Very similar to how Doomsday, we didn't really have a lot of stuff from Doomsday because one, Marvel has the tightest security you've probably ever seen for a movie studio, and two, they're also filming everything indoors with a lot of like blue and green screens. And I'm assuming Supergirl probably functions the same way based on what we've seen from the set photos. I would argue a lot of that's probably a green
Yeah.
screen. Um, but
Well,
Brandon
there was
Day,
like
oh, go
two,
ahead.
there were like 1 or 2 days of like set photos from Supergirl, but they were like drone shots. Like someone flew a drone over that studio, and she was like, I think they showed those shots in the trailer. Like she's on a tank or something.
Yeah, we got a first look at Supergirl's costume, and we like saw okay, like
Yeah.
she's wearing a slightly different thing, but it's mostly from what she had in Superman. Superman's suit actually, we can talk about that briefly. It has
hmm
changed. He's got a bigger logo on his
It,
suit. It's definitely
it
bigger.
really it really looks the same to me, honestly. And I know James Gunn like came out and said that like the suit's a little different. From what I noticed, the collar is definitely shorter, and especially in the back and like on the sides, the collar's shorter. But like I don't know about the crest. I can't tell.
I will say, I do think we're gonna see him get a new suit in this movie. I do think they're gonna want to do maybe at some point in the DCU, like do the black suit. I know that's already been done with Snyder, but I wouldn't be shocked if we see the black suit come into play at some point. Um, but aside from that, I do think he might need an update on the suit. Maybe drop the Kingdom Come logo for a bit and do like a classic S. I don't really know if that's something that Gunn would be down for, but that was one of my biggest complaints with uh initially with the suit was that it was doing Kingdom Come, and I really don't. I it grew on me, but I didn't love the logo at first, and then it definitely grew on me. But like, I still want to see Corn Sweat in that classic S Superman suit, very similar to like Christopher Reeve. I think that would be really cool to see for Man of Tomorrow or a future Superman, even if it's not Superman Justice League or something. I think would be cool to see.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely play around with that in future. I don't think that'll happen in Man of Tomorrow, but later down the line, I think something like that is possible. Me personally, I love the crest. I love the Kingdom Come logo, but that's just me. I know a lot of people like they find it jarring, but I mean, I find the fact that they changed the logo so much from what we're classically known to see, it's kind of helped it a bit, like in terms of like awareness, and I guess bringing that attention to the specific Superman and how it's different from other Supermans.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best part about Gun Superman is simply that it has the feel of Reeve, but it has a definitely more of a comic booky feel to it. Where like I do think Reeve's movies, unfortunately, it's just kind of it's comic booky for the time, but it's more camp than it is like really a comic book. And I, we've seen it with Supergirl too. I do think that so far the DCU is looking the most like comic book universe. Marvel definitely tried a more grounded approach when they started off. Thinking back to like Iron Man, it really wasn't. It was like kind of a typical action movie in a lot of ways. And I love that like Superman set the tone and said, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna have a Superman that like absolutely is the Superman ripped out of the comics, and that has been the DCU's I think strongest appeal so far, at least for comic book fans like us. Like I think that's been the strongest appeal.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, moving it back to the set photos. We got our look of the suit,
The
the
Lexus
not
Warsuit,
the Lex War suit,
which
and
is
we got to
again
see.
ripped out of the comics.
Yeah, and we got to see how mobile it was, and I thought that was pretty funny. It looks a little a little weird, the movement, but
I think
that's probably because it was like I don't think they were necessarily shooting in those scenes that we saw it move in. And I think
yeah.
that there's definitely going to be some changes in movement, like when it's actually shot and seen on camera.
I think they might mocap some of it. They might CGI some of the
Yeah,
movement. I will say,
yeah,
not to go too off topic or anything, but in we both saw this movie recently, the new Star Wars movie, Mandalorian and Grogu. They do a bit of mocap work, and I do think that Star Wars is typically really good with their CGI, but Zeb in particular really took me out. It just didn't look good to me. And so I don't know if mocap on a Mandalorian had about a $160 million
yeah.
budget, so it wasn't super high budget, but like
Well, they showed, didn't they show Zeb in the show at one point?
yeah, Zeb looked about the same in I think season three of The Mandalorian as well, but it was more jarring in the movie because again it's like a movie. I'm expecting a higher quality, and
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I got that. I know that's a criticism of Star Wars and not really at all super related, but like if you do mocap with with Lex's suit, they're gonna have to do a really good job of making it not look like a video game, and I think that was the biggest problem with, more recently, like Zeb.
Well,
It looked like he was a video game character.
I think the fact that the suit itself is physical and it's there, like that helps it. Like
Yeah.
if they had to like mocap the entire thing, then that would for sure look jarring. I think, like especially with how bulky it is in nature.
What are your thoughts on the Thing in Fantastic Four: First Steps? Because that I think was they had a physical like replica of the Thing, but they definitely mocapped or CGI'd um Ebon Moss-Bachrach. So like that's where I'm
Yeah.
like, is that
But it didn't look too bad, honestly.
I think it
I
looked
thought there
pretty
were.
good.
I think there were some CGI issues with Fantastic Four, specifically with Reed's movement, his
That's just
stretch
I
movement.
think that's just tough to do, to be honest. I
It
I
is.
look back at
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
2005 movie and like obviously it's just different technology and
Yeah.
it looks different on purpose, but like it looks stupid there too and like they're doing different things with it. But I think the way that 2025's Fantastic Four did it was probably the best we've seen from Reed stretchy stuff. It does make me think I don't know if Plastic Man's going to work well
I was
because I
I was just
just
about to say the same thing. Like,
yeah,
I hope Plastic Man looks good because
yeah.
Reed's movement just uh it was kind of weird to me. But like with the thing in the mocap with the I guess between the suit and the end product, like I thought the thing looked fine.
I did too. And the last time we saw the thing in Fantastic Four, Fan Stick, that was terrible. Like that he looked terrible. Like he looked
Yeah.
stupid. I mean, it wasn't even just bad CGI; it was a bad design too. So like, I was
Oh
really
yeah.
happy with what we got. I'm definitely higher on Fantastic Four than you are, but like, or the new one than
Mhm.
you are. I meant, but like, I do think that CGI is just kind of an issue with a lot of these superhero movies in general. Like, I don't think it even matters. Like, there's a few moments in Superman where I look at it and I'm like, it's good CGI most of the time, and then we get like a very Flash-esque, and I don't like the Flash's CGI at all. We get a very Flash-esque scene with in Superman, and I'm just like, I don't know if this is the cinematographer, which was the same, Henry Braham or Branham, what
Brom. I
Brom
think you. Yeah.
he was the same cinematographer for the Flash, and so I just sit
Yeah.
there and I'm like, I don't know if it's bad CGI or, but I loved Superman, and like I said, it's hard for me to be critical of the movie, just because of how much joy it brought me that I'm just always looking at it with rose tinted glasses. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about with set leaks and the movies and visual effects?
This could be a segue into our brand new day
Um,
discussion.
I would say this is the main topic of the pod. It I don't think it comes as any surprise to probably most of our viewers, but if you've been around comic book Twitter or even probably comic book YouTube, I'm sure it's all over. Brand New Day has gotten leaked like hell. It is really bad. I don't think there's any sugarcoating it. Like the trailers leaked and we were like, okay, that's funny, haha, whatever. I didn't really look at the leaked trailers mostly because I'm just gonna wait till the actual trailer releases. I am someone
Yeah.
who watches almost all the promo for a movie. I missed out in the last few Supergirl clips just because like I'm seeing this movie in like a week. Like I don't care. But with Brand New Day, I have been like avoiding the leaks. Like I I I think I can piece together a lot of what's probably happening in the movie, but like I'm not gonna watch a leaked trailer. I'm certainly not gonna watch a leaked movie, which it sounds like that might be happening. What are your thoughts on an entire movie potentially getting leaked, especially something so
I
close
don't
to
think
Doomsday and it being a Spider-Man movie?
I don't think that can happen. And if that happens, then that person is probably going to jail for bare minimum quite amount of years.
I don't know what
Uh,
the law would be, but I have to assume 5 to 10, probably, just for
well, I guess it also depends on where they live, but
yeah, it's true.
I yeah, I mean, I don't know who would want to watch a trailer that has a red X and slapped on the top
That's
of
also
it and
where I was like, no.
shot from an angle and it's like in 40 pixels. I mean, I saw as much as that, like just scrolling through it because it was like all over my timeline.
Yeah, me too.
Um, and it's like I saw all the. I think. Do you know that Wong the
Long
what
updates.
Wong updates?
I love him.
It's like
It's
he
great.
trolls all the time. I saw a meme from there and like the Red X in general is just funny to me. Like I don't know. I don't know how someone would want to watch the full Brand New Day movie
With
it like
probably that
that
too. Yeah.
with the same like the X and 40 pixels and everything. I don't understand why someone would want to leak it. I guess they're kind of trying to sell it for. I saw that going around that maybe they're trying to sell it for money, and I guess that's a motive. But like, you're probably going to jail, no
Yeah.
matter where.
And the person who purchases it, if it's not Sony, is also going to jail. So
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah,
like Sony may have awful security, which we've seen,
yeah.
um,
It's kind
but
of
they'll
infamous.
probably be fine with the lawyers.
Oh yeah.
So
They'll bring the house down. They have enough money for that. That's for damn sure.
Kevin Feige will assist with his sniper. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Um,
I also
but
just
yeah,
like, oh, I'm
it's
sorry.
awful.
Yeah, it's awful. I was just gonna add that like it being arguably, I don't want to say Brand New Day would be the highest grossing movie of 2026. I don't know. I don't. I know none of the DC movies are going to be able to compete with the scale of the Marvel movies this year. There just isn't a shot. I don't think the Odyssey can compete because it's rated R and that's just kind of going to be enough. Doomsday, I think, will just outgross Brand New Day simply because
I
it's
think so too.
Doomsday. And I don't think Doomsday is going to be a particularly awful movie, and that's kind of enough. Like I think Brand New Day will be good. I don't think there's a world where Brand New Day is a bad movie. I think there's a world in which Doomsday is like fine, and it makes a little less than 2 billion because it's just not on par with Infinity War and Endgame. I don't see a world though where Doomsday is complete garbage. If it is, then I don't expect it to. I expect it to profit, but like just barely, and then that could be a real telling sign of where things go in the future. However, regardless, Spider-Man Brand New Day is probably going to be top three.
Mhm.
If we pretend that maybe Toy Story 5 has a weird shot or something like that. Um, I think it'll
Toy Story
be,
might be up there.
yeah, I've heard good things. Screeders came out for that, and people have been really enjoying Toy Story 5, which
I won't be watching,
it's
but
not
that's
surprising. I do think Pixar produces a lot more good than bad, and I think people have been really harsh on them recently. But like
their quality has definitely dipped.
it's dipped,
Pixar.
but like they were literally like goaded. The fact that now the quality is
Oh
dipped
yeah.
just proves that they're fallible, that they make mistakes. Um, I'll watch Toy Story 5. I probably will not be watching in theaters. Same as I did with Toy Story 4. Um, anyway, moving on. Brand New Day, like I said, will probably be one of the highest grossing movies of the year. It getting potentially fully leaked before will hurt the box office, there's no doubt. If I'm Sony, I'm gonna try to sue them for the amount that I think I would have lost. Which I don't know how likely that would be, but that's probably what I would try to do is like sue them for like damages up to like millions and millions and millions of dollars because like
Oh
that's
yeah.
what they could be losing.
They're costing the company millions and millions of dollars. But I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Me neither. I think
And
this will get shut
I
down.
saw that, and I did see that rumor throwing around that they were selling the full thing. I I think it's BS. Um, Me personally, I think maybe they're trying to scare Sony into doing something. Maybe,
There's also
but
like there's no way to talk about this too without bringing up Avatar that got leaked. The Last Airbender. I forget what A Legend of Aang I think was the name of the
oh
movie.
right, right,
And that was Paramount, that was not Sony, but that was definitely a movie that was a movie that was going to be theatrically released. They moved it to Paramount Plus, and then it got fully leaked. And it was really bad. Like, I mean, I was seeing all of my mutuals on like Letterboxd, like logging the movie and saying, "Oh yeah, I watched the leaked version." It's like, guys, what the hell? I get it in part, like people don't have Paramount Plus, maybe, or they don't want to give Paramount the
it's
stream because
also Paramount.
it's
Yeah,
also Paramount, and while Warner Brothers will probably get bought out by Paramount and DC will then be under Paramount, I still hate Paramount as a company, much like I hate Disney as a company. I really hate
right.
all of them, to be honest. Sony's also bad.
Yeah,
um,
much
but
every company, but Paramount.
Paramount's probably the worst, I would say.
Yeah,
Disney's probably the greediest. Paramount's probably the worst, and you
yeah,
can make your impression as to what that is. Paramount Plus, I do have it. I exclusively watch Star Trek, and that's it on Paramount Plus. And so I was not going to watch The Legend of Aang anyway. I'm not a huge Avatar fan. That's just kind of where I've been. I haven't really found the time to get super into it, and then I definitely didn't watch Legend of Korra that much. That being said, it just sucks. Like, it doesn't matter if it's getting released on a streaming service or not. I would hate it if I worked on that movie and I saw everyone watching it and I'm not gaining any of the profits, and I'm not getting paid for my hard work. And
right.
while I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, Paramount needs the money, I also do think it's a little unfair that like Paramount just kind of couldn't do anything about it because it already leaked and everyone had it, and so you just know that like they were using it to like really bank on some Paramount Plus subscribers that they just aren't going to get. Um, that's probably a good thing, but like it doesn't make it a good thing overall. You know, like just because maybe some good comes out of it, it kills Paramount Plus as a streamer or something. Like doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've that situation is tricky for me because, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Paramount was going to release Avatar. Like they delayed it indefinitely. Like it had virtually probably maybe no hope of going on Paramount Plus.
I think they
From
were going
what
to release it. If they weren't going to release it, I
if they were going to release it,
personally,
then that I think
yeah,
I can't really hate the decision that, or not the decision, but the fact that it got leaked.
yeah,
But it overall, it's just a sucky situation for the filmmakers and the animators because that's their hard work. They get residuals for these stuff.
that's what they say.
Granted,
Yeah,
if that happens if they're on the platform, and if Paramount wasn't going to put them on there, then that's just sucky of them. And we've seen that with not just Paramount, but obviously stuff like Warner Brothers, Batgirl, and the Coyote versus Acme movie. But that's now went to catch up. But
Shout out Ketchup.
yeah, it's just a sucky situation for the people who made it and put their hard
And
work in.
there's no telling either that if it landed on Paramount Plus, that it would have stayed. We've seen, I think Paramount actually did it. We saw them cut Grease or something. That might have been Peacock. I'm not sure, but they had a Grease show and they just removed it completely from the platform and it doesn't exist anymore. They did the same thing with Disney Plus did the same thing with that Willow show. Like things sometimes just underperform and it's like straight up like a show like it's on the platform. I don't see why you can't keep it and they just get rid of it. And I'm just sitting there like I wasn't gonna watch it. You caught me. Like it's unpopular, but like I don't really understand why you're removing it from your catalog. Like it's still something that people could watch, and I just for even from a money making perspective, I don't really get it. But it is unfortunately a trend we're seeing with these streamers is that they can just kind of like get something by the wayside. Like it'll never happen, I think, to the MCU. I don't see them like they're not shelving Secret Invasion at some point. That's not going to happen. But like I do, even with Batgirl, it does freak me out a little that like that could happen to DC or that could happen to a
I hope
project
not.
in production for one of our like favorite like maybe there's a maybe Mr. Miracle, right? Let's use that as an example. Maybe that was in production. Hey, everything's going great. All of a sudden, Gunn or Zaslav or Ellison pulls the plug and says, "We're not doing this anymore. We're cutting everything." You could do that in this world theoretically, and I would hate that.
Yeah.
Um, that's I think all we can really cover about Brand New Day. There's going to be probably more information. It's probably going to be a developing story, but I don't really know what else we could say about it
Did,
unless you have other thoughts.
did you see the Among Us show that just like popped up on Paramount?
That shadow dropped. Yeah, no, not a not a
They
not a
shadow
soul.
dropped the Among Us show on there, and then they like showed the trailer for it. There was no trailer for it beforehand. They just showed
No,
it after it dropped at the game at the one of the game awards.
that was
That was crazy.
I forget what that's called, that Game Award thing, but there was a lot of news that came out. Nothing really for Marvel or DC that I remember.
Uh,
I know the 1943
DC
game that was
kind
coming out for Marvel got delayed further into next year, I think.
the what game?
I think it's called is it called Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra? Is that the name of the It's the one with Captain America and Black Panther.
Yeah, I
I
have nothing on that. I have not heard any updates on that.
I know that there was an update that it was going to come out early 2026. We are now mid 2026, I would say. They just said it's going to get delayed a year. So it's going to be probably early 2027, which is good. Means it's not canceled. I will take a delay. With the way the gaming industry is, I'll take a delay by all means. Marvel's Wolverine also got featured. That's coming out in fall. And I don't expect that to get delayed. It's too close. They're going to release that. But DC didn't have anything. And Star Wars, for my
Yeah,
Star Wars fandom, I know they added a writer for Fate of the Old Republic, but that's I think all the gaming news that I have just out of that
yeah.
past
I don't
thing.
know if we're gonna see anything from DC anytime soon, and that's because James Gunn just came in, uh, 2023. So
Well,
I think
Fortress of DC said that we were gonna
yeah,
get
we're not gonna
a new Arkham
we're not gonna
game.
Fortress of was it Fortress of DC? No, no.
Fortress of DC said we were gonna get an Arkham game and I think a new fighting game with DC that's made by the developers of Injustice, which implies Injustice 3,
Well,
which has been
there's been
teased.
rumors of Injustice 3 for a while now.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
No,
like,
that's been if it's in development, it's been in development for a long time.
yeah, if something does come out in the next 2 years, it's probably going to be Injustice 3.
Or another I actually, Fortress of DC's probably BSing a little, but like I do think that there will be another Arkham game. Maybe not mainline, maybe like VR
It could
again.
happen. It could happen. I would rather see one of the other DC heroes get a game because like
I would like that too.
like
Like
Batman's
literally,
cool.
Superman would be fine.
Batman's like so cool, but like God, like it made me so mad when they canceled the Wonder Woman game.
Um, yes. Also, the Nemesis system sounded really cool, and I don't think that's getting put into another game, and I just kind of hate that.
Yeah.
I will say, in case people think we're Batman haters, at least me personally, I have Batman as my number two favorite DC hero. I mean, number one is Nightwing. So I'm a Batman fan, like I am, and I
I'm a Batman.
just I
It's just
agree fully that we
the
need a new
spotlight
game.
should be shared.
Yeah,
It should just be on.
Trinity at least. Like, let's get Superman some.
Oh,
What have you seen the graphic where it's like Superman has all this, and it's like a decent amount of stuff. Batman's got all this. It's ridiculous, and
oh
Wonder Woman's
yes,
got all this, and there's nothing. Like, there's nothing at all.
it really does suck. It
Yeah.
really does. Um,
Well, speaking of Wonder Woman getting stuff, perfect segue. Oh, I'm so good. Anna Aguera has been on the press tour for Supergirl because she wrote the movie, and she is down at least as of now as writing Wonder Woman for DC Studios in the DCU.
it would be really bad if she wasn't anymore. If they
She
changed
might not
writers.
be. She probably couldn't say if she is or not, but I think
Oh,
she
I think she
is.
is. She
And
definitely.
I've had a theory that I think you probably share. That we will probably, provided that Supergirl has a successful opening weekend, which that could look like anything, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think Wonder Woman will get the green light, and I think it'll get the green light this month.
Honestly, I don't think it needs to be successful because if you look back, what was it, 3 years ago now, The Flash did pretty bad, and
And they
they
greenlit,
announced Andy Muschietti as the Batman director.
yeah, they greenlit Brave the Bold in quotes because it wasn't a green light, but they announced
But
it.
I don't
They
think
announced
they
it. They announced it in
they
January, and then they.
but like yeah, they announced him as director.
When I say
Uh,
greenlit two with Wonder Woman, I don't really mean a green light. I just mean like we get more info. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, The Flash critically at that time wasn't doing bad. Like I'm pretty sure it was in the 70s on Rotten Tomato at the time, and then it went to the
The
60s.
60s. But like that's where Thor Love and Thunder is, and both of those movies are pretty vastly hated by their fandoms and the
Right.
general public as a whole. So critics only matter so much. I hated the Flash. I actually really liked the Flash the first time I saw it. I remember that. And I don't really know why, because every other time I've watched it, I've only soured on it more. And it was by a lot too.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe it was just the vibes. The vibes got me. I was like, this is awesome. And then the vibes went away.
Well, because there was so much build up to the Flash, and it was like
Yeah.
yeah, there was so much hope for it at the same time. They literally released the social media embargo like 2 months before
It was
because they did it
crazy.
at CinemaCon. That's never been done to a comic book movie before.
Not in the
I don't
recent
think so.
not in the recent landscape, as far as I can remember. I'm pretty locked in on those things. I don't remember that happening. I remember it happening for the Flash, but not for anything else.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, Supergirl is releasing kind of early, right? For comic
the
movies.
embargo.
Yeah.
I think it's the same as because I think it's
Is it Monday?
I don't know. No, is it? I don't know. I don't
I mean,
remember.
I'm seeing it Wednesday, and that's when my embargo lifts, as far as I'm concerned. That's when I'm going to be
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about the
I
movie.
know. I know the review embargo lifts Wednesday. I think
Okay.
Wednesday in the morning.
Yeah,
I
so that
believe.
way people can go watch it at night. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So social's
but
probably
that I
Tuesday
mean,
morning.
embargoes also move all the time. Like they change them, so that could change. But depending on what the company thinks it's going to do based on uh, early screeners and such else. But
Tracking for the movie box office wise has been good. Like, I mean, for what it is, it's been good.
for
It's been
for the
overperforming,
conditions of it that it's facing, it's been doing decent. I think like tracking with Thunderbolts, it's tracking on Thunderbolts level,
which is
which
what it would need to profit, I believe.
yeah, I don't remember the Thunderbolts budget, but
I can pull it up. Um, we bring up and Noguera for both Wonder Woman purposes, and then also because of the news out of Nexus, which was a while ago, but it recently got confirmed by Variety,
No, it got
Deadline. I don't
confirmed.
remember.
It got confirmed by the official Writers Guild of America.
Oh, right, not a trade.
So basically, a lot of writers, their agents will list them on the well, I don't know if it's their agents or what, but like they'll if it's official, like if you see a name on the Writers Guild of America, it's an official listing. Like writers can change all the time. I mean, the Brave and the Bold has probably gone through so many writers at this point. Like
I'm
I
not
think
actually my hot take is that Nexus got most of that right, where it was like they did just keep changing writers for Brave and the Bold, and they had no idea.
y-
It checks
honestly,
out.
maybe it would
Also,
because
Thunderbolts made 382 million, which was is definitely over what Supergirl would need. It now didn't help Thunderbolts. I do think we'll get a Thunderbolts sequel, by the way, just maybe
I
as the new
it,
Adventures and not Thunderbolts. But
maybe I mean I'm pretty sure Jack or Jake Schreier is probably focused on X Men, right?
it would be a different director. I just know that Wilson Bethel, is that the actor's name or is it the character's name?
For Bullseye.
Yeah, I think that's the bro. My bro. I'm a
You're
fake
the,
fan.
okay.
Holy Bullseye,
Let me just
Bullseye.
preface this to everyone here. Braden's the Marvel guy.
I'm supposed to be the Marvel guy. I'm like Wilson. I don't know. That sounded like a character's name though to me. All right. Well, Bullseye
Yeah,
said that he wanted
yeah,
to be in the Thunderbolts, and that would make a lot of sense, to be honest, based on what
that would be cool.
that would be
That would be
sick.
cool.
And you could keep most of that team. I think most people would be chill with like Yelena, Ghost, and all that. I just think that
Thunderbolts is my favorite MCU movie in the past few years for sure. Probably up there with like top five MCU movies.
I do not have it that high. I
I
also pretty
have
high in a lot of movies, so that makes sense. Sorry. So we were talking about Paradise Lost, and then I sidetracked us. So yeah. Um,
but the names are Janet Lynn and Kira Snyder.
what have they done? Can you pull that up? I
I
I've never seen
know
work from
Kira
them.
Snyder did The Handmaid's Tale.
That's a good show. That's a damn good
Janet
show.
Lynn, Bridgerton.
Okay, so those are both really good shows, and they are
Have you seen either one?
no, but they've gotten good reviews.
Eh, I hear so much about Bridgerton personally.
Yeah, my ex was into Bridgerton. I might check it out at some point. I don't know. It seems kind of up my alley, but also kind of not. And so typically with shows like that, I just kind of whisk it away because I just watch so many things at once. Um, but that's still a good catalog for
Yeah.
writers. It's not really Paradise
And
Lost related,
Bridgerton
but
also did Pacific Rim Uprising.
bro, can you look up who the Bullseye actors? I mean, Bullseye actor is while you're there, so I can see if I did that right or not. Because I'm like, I feel like his
Thanks,
name.
Girls and Beth.
Okay, because it's. I swear to
Yeah.
God that what is his name in the show? I am blanking on it completely. Is it? Oh, it's no, I don't have it. I don't have it. I'm so fake.
I have it. It's Poindexter. I knew
Poindexter.
that.
Oh my God.
I knew that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I
Benjamin
did
Poindexter.
Ben. Oh, guys, I'm actually so cooked. I'm actually so cooked.
I knew that too, and I just blanked.
Because Wilson
So
Bethel sounds like the name of a Marvel character, so that's why I was like, I always get it confused, and I think that like that's the name of the character and not the name of the actor. That's how could he
yeah,
plays Bullseye.
I just the only thing I remembered about it was that his name kind of resonated with his character. So I didn't think it was Wilson Bethel. Like I think Poindexter is like kind of it kind of gives Bulls
That's a
vibes.
sick name, Ben Poindexter. Whew, that's good. And then I had like Rex in my head, and I'm like, I don't think that's right either. I think I'm just making up things. And but Dex would make sense, like a Poindexter. Um, gee, do we have any other topics to talk about? We might be almost out of time anyway, so it might be a good.
This week has been pretty slim with news.
Yeah.
I can't lie. But honestly, last week was pretty fulfilling, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah, they did do. I don't know if it was this week or last. I think it was last week. They did the X-Men '97 season 2 trailer, but Cole hasn't seen season 1.
I have
Uh,
not
you saw the
seen.
first 2 episodes and you liked them, and then you stopped watching it, which is dope.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I see, I'm not the biggest fan of Disney Plus, just as like
Oh, it
a
sucks
feed,
as like a
just
as
a
like a watching
watching
thing. Yeah.
experience. Like, I think
They all kind of suck, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll try to get it up on my TV, and then I think it'll be better.
I
Like, I don't want to be watching it on my computer.
Hot take, like Netflix, I kind of vibe with, and then I really hate Hulu. I actually just watch Hulu things on Disney Plus because I can't even take it. And then Disney Plus is fine, but I've also gotten used to it. And also, like, I get kind of a nice feeling whenever I watch Disney Plus because I'm like, ooh, this is where I watch Marvel stuff and like Star Wars stuff. And the same thing happens with HBO Max. I'm like, ooh, this is where I watch It Welcome to Derry, and I watch. Oh, I'm a huge It fan, by the way, guys. I talked about that in my last video, but oh my god, guys, when Welcome to Derry season 2 comes out, we are discussing it for sure. Um, but I also like that's where I watch my DC stuff. Yay! But like, I don't get that feeling with any other streamer. Paramount Plus has a terrible UI. I don't even want to. Peacock's terrible as well. But Hulu takes the cake for like the worst UI, the worst feel on a TV. It's all just bad. Sorry, I went on a tangent there, but I have all the streamers,
No,
and
I
I
hate this.
yeah, I really do come from like a place of privilege there where like I don't have to worry if something's on a different streaming service. I probably have it, but like oh, like they're not fun to navigate, and it's so annoying to be in an age where we have to look it up and just be like, "Oh, it's on this one, okay," and then I move forward. Can't imagine what it'd be like for someone who either has none or has like Netflix and that's it. Like it would suck.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, anyway, that concludes our show. If y'all have any questions for us in the comments, I think we could totally do a portion on the pod where we like answer questions, provided that they're not, we'll definitely filter them out, but like, pretty much ask me anything sort of deal. And if there's anything that we forgot to cover or neglected to cover, hopefully nothing changes in a week. We can cover it next week on the pod. We're gonna try to get these out. I think Friday and Saturday was the dates you talked about, but like, I don't know, once a
I
week is
said
the
either
deal.
Thursday or Friday. This is going to be dropping Friday.
Yeah, we're recording really late Thursday, so there's kind of no chance we can get it out today. But Friday sounds good too, and like, yeah, as long as we do it every week on a day, we'll let you guys know beforehand and post it. And we'll also have guests on. I know that our good friend Couch Potato definitely wants to be on this for sure. And we'll have him probably discuss his crazy DCU theories. He's got plenty of them, trust me. Uh, but yeah, that's gonna do it for our show. I'm Brayden,
I'm Cole.
and that was the Home of Comics podcast. Until next time, bye bye.
See ya.